The sound, checking the sound, making sure everything sounds okay. What is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and degen freaks? Welcome to Dano Crypto. I'm just gonna make sure everything is looking good and sounding good. And let me know in the comment section in the chat if everything looks good, sounds good, and is gravy on your end. Recently, the YouTube algo and the connection has been a little spotty, a little weird, so I just want to make sure everything is a-okay. But welcome everyone. So we had the CPI data come out at 2.9%, which was a little lower than what was expected, or close to what was expected. And so Bitcoin actually went a little bearish on that move. We actually last night we pushed up to 61, almost back up to that 62,000. We hit that resistance again, and so this was the 1, 2, 3, fourth time we hit that resistance on the 200-day moving average, which we have been trying to get back up to, which is the 200-day moving average of 62,000. So can we get the strength to get back up to that, to test that again, or are we going to have to get some liquidity lows back down to 56,000, which was the level of a bearish call that we were thinking about? So if you're looking at the 4-hour chart, you can see here we have a red doji candle with the wick to the up, wick to the down. And so if we start to look more at the daily, we can also see that type of candle formation as well. If we just go to the regular candles here, you can also see that on the daily here, we are forming a red candle. And could that be for the short term, if we go in the 45, where we start to... we don't have the volume. Volume's not there. We have a bearish divergence on the RSI, and it's looking more like that we are going to, if we're looking at the MACD, if we look at the MACD here, we got a cross, a bearish cross, and also just the volume's not there. So could we get a push to the downside a little bit more? It's looking like more of a case to push to the downside to catch those liquidity lows again at 56,000, and then this is giving room for actually the altcoins to get a little bit of traction, which is interesting. So, but with Bitcoin being carried down, it usually carries the whole market down, and also with Ethereum to boot. So let's actually look at Ethereum. But what's interesting is that, you know, if you're looking at the 45-minute on Ethereum, Ethereum looks a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin does in terms of the charts. The MACD looks a little bit more less of a sell-off, you know, less selling on ETH than there is on BTC. We also have a bullish formation here on the RSI. If you're looking at the RSI, we have what could be a bullish divergence where we can get some money rotating into Ethereum, and it has been correlated where sometimes we get some of the dominance out of BTC and then it goes into Ethereum. So I'm curious to see what is actually happening. And I mean, it's happening right now. You can see that, look, Ethereum is gaining strength. And then if you look at BTC, it's you know, it's a little similar, but I feel like Ethereum actually has a little bit more strength than Bitcoin right now. But they are kind of doing these this interesting pattern. Had this little head pattern, I guess, if you want, whatever you want to call it here, this little block, and Ethereum, similar block, just not as drastic. And I'm curious, very curious to see what's going to happen here in the short term for Bitcoin. But really, we want to just zoom out. We want to pay attention to what altcoins we actually want to start accumulating. And we are technically still in an altcoin bear market, where we are in price ranges and levels of where we could still accumulate and do very well in peak prices of the bull run. So Dogecoin, for instance, you know, if you look at Dogecoin, we're back into the price accumulation range for Dogecoin, and you could say the same thing for Shiba Inu. And so look, you know, big descending wedge going back into the range of accumulation, and then to hit support right here. where we had a massive move to the upside in the previous bull market. So this, I think, was a really nice test in January, February, and March of where we could go, and we just had to be tuned in on the market to see which coins were actually doing this, and one of them was also Pepe. Pepe had this long this long bear market basically of where you could have been accumulating, and only just till now, you have the bear sell-off going into this next potential run. Now look at the MACD and look at the RSI on Pepe. And you can see here that actually it looks really, really good. The chart looks really great for another accumulation range right in this range at basically 5 zeros, 814 or 822. Anything around in this range is still going to give you great returns, even in the short term of a 2x, 3x on Pepe. And also into where we start to get a possible Coinbase listing. I feel that in my bones still that Coinbase is going to list Pepe spot. And this means for, just spot buying. And also they already listed it Coinbase International for futures trading for Pepe. And it actually launched very successfully. And so, and then you also have Robinhood to take into account. And there's still a few exchanges that I'm just so surprised that Pepe has not been listed yet. So, and then you have to think about that particular narrative, and then you go into Brett and how Brett was able to get to $1 billion market cap very fast, and this is without retail being here. So this is just whales buying. This is institutions buying. This is smart money in this space that is essentially betting on Brett to be the mascot for Coinbase, for the smart wallet, for the Coinbase smart wallet. And remember guys, like, retail is not here yet. They're not even close to being here. We're in this crypto bubble where institutions came in. They're now dipping their toe in. They ETF'd the Ethereum and Bitcoin, and now we are a little bit more correlated with the stock market because of those ETF inflows and outflows. And so we have some metrics that we definitely have to keep on the radar. And but what we need to really do is zoom out and look at when Bitcoin is at $500,000 per Bitcoin. This might be the vibe that you're catching during those times, especially if you stay in the market and you don't get shaken out and you actually are able to take some profits. You might be looking a little bit like Carl Runefelt. So, all right. So the US CPI data came in at 2.9%, expectations 3%. And so very curious to see what ends up happening in September, because we know that the Fed is estimated to cut rates because they can't keep the interest rates where they are, especially when they just keep printing more money. So when they keep printing more money and they keep kicking the can down the road, eventually they're going to lower the interest rates. So then all that money that they just printed and that they're going to flood into the system again is going to be able to get bought with cheap debt. They're going to do a shuffling, and basically now and then when the money printer goes burr, people are going to go into risk assets. And then that's when it goes more risk on, and it's game on. And then that's when we're going to start to see the supply shock happen with Bitcoin. We start to see those metrics like exchanges expected to run out of Bitcoin 9 months after the halving. So the CPI data made Bitcoin bearish in the short term, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure why it would make it bearish, but to be honest, like the data for the CPI, when it comes to inflation, and it comes to the correlation with Bitcoin's price, I'm still trying to understand it myself. So, we did have a push up. If you look at the 4 hour, if you look at the 4 hour, we did have another push up right here, this green candle. Okay. So the difference, though, is that this green candle just didn't keep the volume and the momentum going, and we got rejected off of the 200-day moving average again. And so if you were to look at where basically these levels are hitting, where that 200-day moving average is right at the 618, the Fibonacci. So the 618 Fibonacci level is at that, as pretty much almost right at that level. It's very close. So Bitcoin right now is unable to get past this 618 resistance. And so in order for it to move, we have to have volume. We have to have the RSI at this level. We have to have it bottomed out. And then if we hit the golden area, the 0.382, which would be the area of a bounce, then this is where we can start to see Bitcoin test it up again, but we have to have more volume, RSI reset, MACD look a little bit cleaner, and then we can get up to the 0.786, which is ultimately the target if you're looking at these previous resistance levels where we hit. And so the 618 has to be crushed. It's the 618, as Jason Casper would say, is very rejective, and we have to hit it a couple times, no pun intended, to be able to get the trust of 618, and then we'll be able to ride off into the sunset to these prices that we've actually been calling, which if you look at Bitcoin on the daily and the weekly, you could see that there is indeed a cup and handle pattern forming on the long-term time frame of Bitcoin. And the best way that we show this is in the CME chart, where you can see it, the depth of the cup right here, and a target, a conservative target of what would be $100,000 per Bitcoin. And this is going to take the market to still keep maturing into this bull market, because it's only 3 months after the halving. 3 months after the halving, and historically, Bitcoin has had the most price price upwards movement in percentage-wise in a parabolic move a year after the halving. So you have to think about your time of where you're DCAing into the market, and then at a point where there's an inflection point where you stop DCAing and then you wait. And then you just let the market mature, let the market marinate a little bit with that liquidity, let retail come in. And then when retail FOMOs, when Bitcoin hits 80K, which is the psychological number of retail, is Bitcoin has to hit 80K. It's going to go all over the news. It's going to be in everyone's feed. And then that's when people start opening up Coinbase and they start going, oh man, okay, I guess I'll buy a little bit of Bitcoin, but I can't get that much. Okay, I'll probably get a meme coin. And then that's what's going to happen. Is the fact of the matter is that, we made a video on it and we've made some shorts on it. We've always talked about it, that the blockchains need a mascot. And the reason why they need a mascot is because people are going to want to attach to something, and they're not going to attach to tech or Bitcoin or the idea of smart contracts. They don't even know what the hell a smart contract is. They are just going to buy the most attractive thing that's cheap, and they can get more with their $50 or $100 that they have left on the side. So that is the reality. And then once they start to understand, and they go through a cycle, and they understand that people end up pivoting and going and taking profits back into Ethereum or Bitcoin or the solid blue chips, then that is when we start to understand the cycles of the market and how you get in, you get out, you hold certain things for the long term, and you build up ultimately to get more sats, to get more Bitcoin. And that's the whole point of the game. But if you guys agree and you like this analysis, put a 1 in the chat and actually destroy the like button. Put all the emojis in the chat. Do all the things that make this stream look like people are actually watching it. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's live stream. And so someone said the S&P is ripping. So let's check on the S&P. Let's check on the S&P 500. and see what is happening with the S&P. So yeah, the S&P is starting to, if you're looking at the daily, looking pretty bullish. If you're looking at the MACD, look at the MACD here. We already had, the selling is exhausted, and we're starting to get a nice bullish cross on the moving averages for the 12 and the 26 close. And so this is looking like we could be pushing back up to the Bollinger Band here at 5,742 to break all-time highs for the S&P 500 for its entirety. And so it's actually looking pretty bullish for the S&P, but ultimately, this will funnel into and translate into the crypto markets. We are just the crypto markets themselves, like I said, are going to probably have to go to that liquidity low, catch that liquidity low again, which is at that basically this level marked right here, this 56,000, and it is yeah. Looking like that's more in the cards of a downwards movement than a upwards movement in the short term. So in the short term, this is a bit of a trap, and so we are going to probably have to push down and hit this resistance or hit this support here again before we trudge up and back and start to go and try and test up into the 200-day moving average again. Like I said, we got rejected off the 618, which is exactly at the 200-day moving average. And so we are going to have to probably catch more liquidity down here. Maybe we can see how the market is more long or short. I'd say the market is probably pretty short right now, especially that they saw the loss of strength at this Bollinger Band hitting at the wick. Yeah, so short term bearish, long term always bullish, but let's start looking right now at the altcoins and see what's happening with the altcoins and see how they are measuring up. If coin market cap will load. All right, let's do this. There we go. Coin market cap is being a pain. All right. Let's just not use CoinMarketCap. Maybe we'll use CoinGecko. Or actually, let's use AltsDaddy. You know, we haven't used AltsDaddy in a little bit, so let's go on altsdaddy.com. We're going to go on altsdaddy.com. If that'll load too. I don't know. My connection is being really terrible right now. Come on. What is happening here? All right, well, maybe we'll just go to maybe we'll go to AltsDaddy here on Twitter. Okay, there we go. All right. Twitter's working. X is working. All right, so let's see what AltsDaddy. This was yesterday. This is the top posted alts on X in the past 24 hours. So we're going to go through this list. Okay, we got XRP, Caspa, Solana, Nero, Zig, Triaz. We have Pepe, CSIX. That's the Carbon browser, I believe. And then we have VRA, Veracity, and then Props. So Props is a realty blockchain, essentially, where you are able to verify contracts, realtor agreements, your anything that has to do with your with housing, or maybe even in rentals. Probably butchering exactly what it's about, but I'm doing my best. But this is where real estate is being implemented into the blockchain. And this might be a really, really solid narrative going into 2025 and beyond, because ultimately the rules are changing. I don't know if you're familiar with any of the real estate laws, but a lot of things are changing. You know, they've the committees and all the people that are in charge of making these rules and actually putting them down the pipeline. It's becoming more and more streamlined, where you know, these services that are offered are pretty much going to be done with AI, and the realtor agents are going to do like less and less, and so they're going to have to adapt and going to have to start to learn how to use things like props and implement it in their strategy of custodian or you know, managing properties, or doing all the, you know, the deeds, the paperwork, and all that stuff, and maybe making it easier to track by having it into something like props. So let's go into let's click on props and let's see. Hopefully this is the right props. Yeah, prop base. There we go. Props. Yeah, prop base. Prop base allows you to buy RWA property through its marketplace, earn rental returns in USD, or trade property. Check out at let's see. I want to make sure this is the right one, because there's a few, and this was similar to the one. Let's go here. Yeah, prop base. Yeah, we'll have to dive into that a little bit more. And then let's go and look at, and so I love seeing Pepe on here. Nero has definitely gotten a lot of KOL traction, and I don't know, tired of hearing about the next dog coin. It's like, at this point, why would you speculate into the next dog coin when literally Dogecoin is sitting at the perfect accumulation point, and Doge has survived every bear market so far? Why would you speculate into something that you can easily get from these lows and get back up to the psychological numbers that we know Doge is going to get to? Because when the run starts running, it's going to run. And from the lows right here, this is an easy 5x. 5x. You keep going up, and then you're at a 10x on Doge. And you can bet your ass that Dogecoin is still going to survive the test of time, because it already has. And so one Doge is one Doge. You tell me, when you go say, oh, get like one Nero. No, it's not going to work like that, guys. Like, so don't get fooled by the next dog coin, where literally Dogecoin, you can get an easy 10x is still in this bull market. So this is why I keep it real simple, guys. You know, I'm not going to shill some new dog coin for you or anything like that, especially against Dogecoin. But the only one that I have shilled just a little bit is because they actually came into my live stream and proved themselves to actually stand the test of time and gain a pretty decent market cap as well, and community backing, which is Kendu Inu. Now, this is the one that I'm going off of as a SHIB, not on Dogecoin, but basically on being as successful as what Shiba Inu was able to do against Doge. Now, sometimes there are other dog coin outliers that end up standing the test of time. And so, but I just want to keep it very simple, because they are, in essence, still maturing. They're still new. Even with Dogecoin, it's maturing, especially when we get into X payments and we get into the Elon factor with Dogecoin. So don't want to contradict myself. And sometimes in crypto, it's so hard to not contradict yourself, because there's counter narratives and narratives trading all over the damn place. And you got influencers telling you all about these new coins and all that stuff. And then you get so distracted, and then you forget about old Dogecoin here. And you start to, if you just study the chart, you look at Dogecoin and you start to realize that, okay, I could just take the risk off and just buy Dogecoin, and know that if I even mention it, that retail is most likely going to know more about Dogecoin than they are going to know about Nero. It's just a fact. The only reason that these people are talking about Nero and they're like, I put this and that, it's because they got paid to talk about it, and they also got in pretty early. It's just a fact. So, do you want to get dumped on, or do you want to be in a strong meme community that doesn't require people to get paid to talk about it. Your choice. But I've made my choice on that, so. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with anything that I'm saying or you think I'm absolutely insane. Because the degens and crypto Twitter would say otherwise. They're like, no, here's the next 1000x SIG monkey smoker. It is what it is. But all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate all 2 of you watching. I really do appreciate it. All right, thanks for all the new subscribers, and we got about 25 to 30 new subscribers in the past couple days. So welcome to the channel. We stream 2 times a day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've been trying to start on time, but it's been a little tricky. School is not starting for our family here until about 2-3 weeks. So we're still in summer over here. So we're trying to do the best we can. But I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, and make sure you use all the links in the description if you haven't checked out any of the partners of the channel, all that stuff. Let's see. Let's check the description and make sure we have all the proper stuff in the description. Russell Brand is streaming right now. Oh my gosh, Russell Brand is streaming? All right, let's see. Same thing for... I have to like my own stream. All right, yeah, so yeah, we got the links in the description. We still got the BITFLEX campaign running for winning a treasure, so make sure you guys sign up for BITFLEX, and you could sign up, make a deposit, you put in a trade, and that is how you would get entered to win, and then you will just be chosen by BITFLEX, and they will send you a brand new treasure that is not opened with the seed phrase taken away. It'll be freshly packaged, of course. All right, and then if you are watching anywhere that you can KYC for BYBIT, I have a BYBIT link. You guys can trade on BYBIT using a special Dano Crypto referral link. Also, if you want to check out Nakamoto games, you can use my referral link to earn NAKA rewards by playing the games. And then also, we have a PHEMEX link if you are interested in PHEMEX. Also, LBANK. We have crypto.com, we have NordVPN, and also you guys can follow me, of course, on x.com. And if you want to sign up for the newsletter for danielcurtishughes.com, join the mailing list, and we are going to, once we collect enough emails, then we are going to start our newsletter. That is going to be just a weekly newsletter. We'll probably do it on like Sunday, and it'll include market moves, some analysis, some screenshots, and different things that you guys can just look forward to, something to look forward to. And if you're part of this mailing list, you will be the first to know when I'm releasing any type of products or anything like that. You'll get like first dibs on that stuff. So make sure you sign up and you give me your email, and you will not be disappointed. And also, if you want to orange pill some people, I have a Bitcoin trivia machine that I created to put on my website, and it's really fun. Just ask, you got to answer all these questions right, and you'll see what you get for doing so. It's a lot of fun. But yep, make sure you guys go to this website, and you can get crypto bubbles, all the updates and little things, little nuggets you can get on this website, and it's a great way to directly support the channel. And yep, with that being said, maybe we'll go we'll go use the last couple minutes to go into some of the degen plays. Right now, for Solana, we're just talking about Solana for the last portion. We have a couple of coins that we have for our 2025 profit taking area. where we're going to let the market marinate. We're not going to worry about bearish price action or even the bullish short-term price action. We're just going to accumulate a certain amount, whether it be, you know, sometimes you have a goal, you're like, all right, I'm going to accumulate $500 worth of this coin, or I'm going to get $1,000 into this coin, or I'm going to get $2,000 into this coin. If you got even just $500 or $1,000 into a mixed bag of, say, 10 to 15 coins, and just one or two of those hits a 10x in the bull market, all of the other ones could go to zero. All of the other ones could go completely to zero, and you will make enough profits to then gain back your losses and then some. So that's kind of the mentality that you have to have, is be willing to lose all of that and it go to zero. But you have more of a higher chance of one or two of those out of those 10 projects that you pick. And I suggest you pick a chain, you get the asset, you get the asset, and then you start to look at the underlying assets that are the best traded in terms of volume, in terms of community support, centralized exchange support, and decentralized exchange movements and volume. And then that's how you can start to build a pretty solid portfolio going into 2025, where you're going to want to start thinking about taking profits at that point, because there is always a bear market in the cycles. We've obviously seen it. We've seen how a bear market can be, and also how we can start to get the run-ups into the bull market, and where we should start DCAing out of the market if you had been DCAing in from a specific point. And to remind you guys, like I said, 9 months after the halving is where we start to see the max gains on Bitcoin, and where we'll see Ethereum going. And that is where altcoins and meme coins, you're going to see which ones are going to be the biggest gainers and the biggest outliers, and where some of the other ones are going to completely lose liquidity and dry up, and things are going to start funneling into what people are FOMOing into, and then we'll see what happens. But that's the plan, guys, and that's the strategy we're going to take going into this bull market. And you'll know, because I will be reporting on it, on how, you know, our profits are doing, what we went into, and if we're wrong, you know, I'll 100% say, hey, that was a bad move. Maybe that coin, whatever coin, you know, we chose, there's a spider on my microphone. You know, whatever coins we had chosen, say it was Kendu, and, you know, Kendu, they kept saying, like, look, it's going to be a $10 billion market cap coin, and it only gets to like 1 billion, and then just that's it, and then it just goes down. That's okay. You know, that is totally fine. We will take that on the chin, but we are going to stick with our narrative, and we're going to stick strong with it, with our conviction on the coins that we have mentioned. And if you've been watching this channel, you know what those coins are. And actually, if you go to my channel, we had just released a video talking about what altcoins to keep on the radar for 2025. So make sure you guys go and watch this video. It currently only has 1 view and 1 like. So do me a favor and make some noise on this video and let me know what you think. And you could also share it by clicking the share button and doing something, I don't know, like this. You can make a post and say, new video. Something like that. That would be cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless every single one of you, and I will see you later today. All right. Peace out.